Relevant to what Brady was saying, though, I think kind of low key. You've been the longest full time employee out of any of the four of us. What do you think is like the? I mean, like how is R&D? September 2017, bro.
Dude, watch the episode. You'll know.
Yeah, how is the R&D growth like?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, of course that's true. That's why I said it, dog. Your boy doesn't lie on the podcast. How has the R&D growth like changed throughout the podcast?
Well, it took a huge dip September 2017 when Lindley and I left as interns. So
yeah, that's true.
It kind of
just through the last couple years.
Fall 2017.
I mean, if you want the answer from the start of the podcast, it's dipped pretty significantly, I think, since we started the podcast. But since I've started, I mean, it's just, I don't even know who technically was in R&D at the time. It had to have been like Marsh, Bodie, right?
OC.
Swartz doing some part-time stuff.
Yeah. Swartz was doing part-time stuff.
We still had Wagshaw wasn't.
No, I didn't have any overlap with Wagshaw.
Wagshaw was like kind of like I think starting to disappear around that time. Around that like fall, I think.
Like I mean, he works with the Diamondbacks now. North Carolina.
Micah?
Yeah, Micah,
yeah.
Like a Daily Harris.
Micah around that time, or was he before us?
He was before us in 2017.
Okay, but besides name dropping people that only 10 of the listeners will know, talking macro processes, like what have you been most excited about in terms of us building out, obviously the R&D department and our sub analytics department,
the podcast,
which
media,
a little bit more new, but just general trends you've noticed, things you've pushed for. Because I think to kind of lead you on the answer, I think when I first started working at Driveline, I didn't realize at first how much of a trove of sabermetric research and just like overall baseball knowledge you had, and like that you were like being frankly like very underutilized. And I think I was one of the first people I caught on, but even then I didn't catch on like right away. And I think like we had essentially a couple of people bookmarked for R&D, but our scope was like fairly narrow at the time compared to what it is now, which is like night and day. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think in terms of like the evolution of R&D, I was probably like a little bit too early in terms of like my skill set sort of like aligning where our direct needs were at the time. Cause I think when I started, we had like 35, 40 employees. So it was basically just like a couple hitting trainers, like the majority of the company was basically like pitching floor trainers, CR. And then like in terms of R&D, it was strictly trying to like make sure the biomechanics lab was dialed. And then I think like you were brought on maybe like a couple months after I started to sort of like build out some systems, but we just didn't really have a sort of like, I think we were still answering baseline questions about like how to throw hard, and also sort of like validating our sort of
like his hair though.
Like how hard
you know how difficult it was to keep talking while you did that, dude. My God. No, but I mean, yeah, we just like, I think we're just focused on sort of like, do weighted balls, or like how much velocity can you gain in a weighted ball program? You know what I mean? And like validating modus, like those are the types of questions we had at the time. Mm-hmm. And then like, as we've sort of evolved into tracking a bunch of stuff in track, which I think was like the game changer, just like getting really like in-depth information on our athletes and then being able to like expand the questions we have. And then just also getting like higher level clients to do some more sabermetric type stuff, just because we were interested and also like it was relevant to sort of just like our broader, I guess like goal of like getting our athletes better. I think like when you combine all those things, that I think is the most that R&D has changed, is just like our scope just like needed to evolve with the times. And then like one last thing too is just like the expansion of like Blast, the expansion of DK, all of those different Rapsodo, like getting CSV access. Those are the things that we didn't have in 2017 really.
Yeah, we were still crushing modus assessments and manually recording the four like yeah.
Yeah, and we were entering like every Rapsodo metric just in a sheet.
Yeah.
In a sheet.